also find out how it's linked to a certain millennia-old mystery. As you listen, I wish you plenty of enjoyment, memorable moments with yourself and others, and a productive journey of discovery. When freedom makes us lonely. Thanks to our networked world, we have more relationships than ever before. We've never been in touch with so many people at any one time, and it's never been so hard for us to open up to one another. But this hasn't always been the case. We were conceived because of our parents' relationship with one another, and recent studies have shown that an infant who is nourished solely by food will not survive long. We need social relationships and emotional ties to exist and thrive. What's more, we require them at a certain level of intensity to lead a happy and fulfilling life, because the quality of our relationships, private and professional, is what determines our overall satisfaction. Nothing about this state of affairs has changed in the last millennia. What has changed is the world in which we are required to form these relationships. Just a few decades ago, it was unusual, even vital for survival, that a person never left their village, their immediate environment, and the people they grew up with. They might marry and move into the neighboring village, but there too were rigid social structures to be integrated into several generations, often living together under one roof. In this network of relationships based on small villages and settlements, everyone had a place and a defined role. People knew and trusted each other. Business dealings were based on verbal contracts, and, depending on the region in which people grew up, religion was of great importance. The belief in something greater was a common source of solace in bad times. This form of coexistence provided protection, security, and a sense of affinity for the community. But the possibilities for realizing oneself as an individual were limited, and the collective character of coexistence restricted individual freedom. The daughter of the baker always became a baker herself, and would never dream of opening her own clothing store or designing high heels in neon colors. When times changed, they did so rapidly. For us as humans, the evolution from collective community to anonymous individuals progressed so quickly that we sometimes struggle to keep up. We chase our lives breathlessly in an attempt not to let them get completely out of sight. In the anonymity of the 21st century, we suddenly have more freedom than is good for us. Our fear of missing out is so great that endless choice renders us unable to decide. As soon as we have decided on one thing, another automatically becomes more appealing. We move restlessly from one city to another, across continents, here today, there tomorrow. Wherever we are, we find new people whose language we speak purely because we're in the same boat. We feel lonely together, no longer daring to open up to one another or to choose people who might not choose us. We fear rejection. We fear that people will leave us tomorrow for newer and better adventures. We have become globetrotters without roots or responsibilities. The security, comfort, and sense of belonging we used to get from a whole village, we now seek from a single person, our partner. The happiness of a family hinges more than ever on the relationship of the partners. But because we are unable to be all things to one person at the same time, and because we have forgotten how to fulfill our needs from many different relationships, we have more single households than families, especially in urban areas. Worldwide, almost every third marriage now ends in divorce, and more children are growing up with separated parents than ever before. For the first time in human history, it is possible for humans to define the meaning and direction of their own lives, and many of us are privileged enough to be among this number. If we want to become a deep-sea diver in the Caribbean and crack open a fresh coconut in the evenings under a palm leaf roof, we live in a world where that is a possibility. By the same token, if we want to become a cardiac surgeon, buy an apartment on the Upper East Side, and change the human world forever with our work, this is a reachable goal for many of us.